Hey guys, who had the better MVP year, Cam Newton or Lamar Jackson? Who's gonna go first on this
You wanna
heated
go
debate?
first? You want to go first?
I went first last one. You could go first this
Riv,
one.
take the floor. See what you have to say.
First, let me start off by saying I respect both players. Go ahead and say Lamar Jackson had an incredible season. Just want to throw this in the air. I respected Lamar all season. I liked what he did this year. I liked how the coach schemed for him and made plays for him and adjusted to his game. I want to say that to start off the day. Let me start off by saying Cam is still a very good quarterback. I hope he gets healthy and gets back to playing the way Cam's playing. Now, to the question at hand. Who had the better MVP season? I think Cam. And why I say Cam is not just because of the numbers. You can look at the numbers and say this, that, and the third. I'm going to say because of the impact. You look at that Ravens team, right? Mm-hmm. You look at that Ravens team, you look at that Panthers team. Take Lamar Jackson away, you take Cam away. Who's the better team? It's no question it's the Ravens. No question in my mind. It's no question in my mind. The Panthers had one tight end. The Ravens have three.
Yeah. Running back.
The Panthers had a running back of Jonathan Stewart. He didn't have 1,000 yards. Mark Ingram did. Lamar did. Cam, man, he may not have the gaudy 1,001K. The man had 35 TDs. He had 10 interceptions. Oh, and don't forget, he led his team to the Super Bowl. I think that should speak for enough. He played in the NFC. The man, Lamar Jackson, he lost to Ryan Tannehill. I'm sorry. Just Cam Newton is not doing that. It's just, no offense to Ryan Tannehill. I know he's a good quarterback and all that. But you lost to a 9-17 and you were 13-3? Come on. One guy lost to Von Miller. The other guy lost to Ryan Tannehill. Come on, let's just put it out there. I just think Cam, the impact he had on that team, the impact he had on the game, I just think Cam had a better MVP season. That's all I have to say.
Joel, what's your rebuttal to this? I see you
Man.
laughing a lot.
Where do I start? It's just Riv is so wrong on this one. He's just so wrong on this one. And I'll tell you this. You're not wrong, but you're not right. You're more so wrong than you are right. And I'm going to tell you why.
Talk to me.
Individual success, no question about it. It was Lamar Jackson. Individually. Team, okay, he made the Super Bowl, and I think it was kind of shady for you to say that he got beat by Ryan Tannehill when this whole time you've been praising Derrick Henry's performance and giving Ryan Tannehill no credit for the past month. So I think that's kind of ironic that
That's
you
not
say
shady
that now.
because when you do matchups, you always say quarterback versus
No, I
quarterback.
think
Is that
that's
not
how.
fact?
No,
You don't
no.
say Lamar Jackson versus the running back. You don't say that. You say
But you
Lamar
say
versus-
you gave Derrick Henry the most credit, so give him the credit now. It was against Derrick Henry. He ran all over that defense.
I mean, you did say,
that.
but then you also rebutted me and said he threw 3 touchdowns that game.
That's what I said. I'm
So
talking
you
about
also
what you said.
rebutted me.
I'm talking about what you said.
Hey.
If you
But back to the
rebutted
topic.
me, then
Back to the topic. JC, if I'm being honest, Jonathan Stewart and Mark Ingram around the same player.
answer that question.
They're kind of the same.
Answer that question.
Wait.
Answer
Mark
it.
Ingram is better, but I think during the end of the season, Jonathan Stewart was coming on really strong, and I think
Okay.
that's what propelled
Who's
him to
better?
get a contract. Oh, Mark Ingram.
Okay.
But Jonathan Stewart was
Just
in
right
the
under.
scrub. He wasn't a
D'Angelo
scrub.
Williams was
He
on
wasn't
that
a
team
scrub.
too. I think. I
Yeah,
believe
D'Angelo
so.
Williams is solid.
He was hurt.
And
though.
okay, the three tight ends.
But
All right,
Mark's that
fine.
man.
The
That's fair to
three-headed
say.
monsters as tight ends. I'll give you that, but Greg Olsen is way better than all of them.
At
Greg
that time.
Olsen
I
that year.
said that he was.
At that time,
I
yeah,
said
Greg
he was an
Olsen was
all-pro
nice.
player, but one tight end versus 3. Come on, bro. Like,
Who had the better wideouts?
It's about the same.
yeah,
It
they
is.
have the-
Be
they have
honest.
the- they have the same. They have the
And the
same.
defense, Carolina, Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis,
Yes.
Josh Norman,
Yes, that defense
What?
was elite.
Julius Peppers.
Did you actually look up Josh Norman's numbers that year and look up Marcus Peters' numbers this year?
Josh Rosen was an all-pro.
Josh Rosen was not all-pro.
Josh Norman was an all-pro that year, bro. The MVP, Cam's
didn't-
MVP year when he went
I
to
didn't
the
ask
Super
you
Bowl.
that. I didn't ask you that. I didn't. That's not what I asked
Kuechly
you.
won DPOY that year.
He did, but I did not ask you that. I asked you, did you look at Josh Norman's numbers and did you look at Marcus Peters' numbers this year?
I'm not gonna go by
I know
numbers
you're
on who's
not.
the better corner.
I know you're not. Keep going.
Everybody knows that year Josh Norman was classified as one of the top corners in the NFL.
But
That was
don't
a
you're acting
fact.
like, but you're acting like, because you're naming one corner when. First of all, you named one corner, right? You named one corner, right?
It's
No,
2015.
listen.
That's a while ago.
Listen,
I'm just
I know,
talking
I
about the
understand,
household
But
names.
you name one corner when the Ravens have Earl Thomas, Marlon Humphreys, Marcus Peters. That's a pretty dangerous 3-headed dragon. I didn't hear you name a three-headed dragon
Jimmy
in the
Smith.
secondary. Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Their linebackers were
No,
three-headed
their line.
dragons.
Oh, Matthew Judon is pretty good too. I'm not saying he's Luke Kuechly. I'm not
No, he's
saying
not.
that.
Matthew Judon is an edge, though. You can't compare
You
him
just-
to the linebackers.
Okay, but you just said
Thomas
linebacker. You
Davis.
But
said
he's
line-
an edge, but they're different. Like
Okay, I
linebackers are
understand.
playing,
I understand.
you're playing in the middle. You know
I understand.
what I'm saying?
I understand. So, but the linebacking obviously is Luke Kuechly. So that you're gonna get
And
that.
Thomas Davis, he was a Pro Bowler that year too.
Wasn't Thomas Davis a rush though?
No, Thomas Davis
The
is
middle
he plays on the
linebacker.
outside.
Okay,
He's
so
a,
the-
I think
you're
he's
gonna
a
get-
well, he's
outside
an outside
linebacker, left
linebacker,
outside
yeah.
linebacker. But it's different.
Judon is a left outside linebacker.
Their schemes are different, bro.
Okay, but Judon is the left outside linebacker.
Yeah,
so-
but they play a 3-4.
I
The
understand,
Panthers-
but Judon is a left outside linebacker. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But you
Yeah.
have the linebacker.
But just
you have the line.
all
No,
right,
no, you have the linebacker.
I just want to get this straight. Just because
You
you're
have the
the
linebacker.
same position doesn't mean you play on the same spot in the field.
I understand that. You have the linebacker argument.
Okay.
You got that argument. That was.
and the defensive front,
I think they're around the same.
Joel also has a historic stat in his argument for Lamar Jackson that stood up for a while.
look, I'm gonna
What's
tell
the
you
story?
this.
I would like to
Let's
hear
just
it.
talk
The
about this
rushing?
because we've been rambling on. I haven't even been talking about Lamar Jackson's impact on his team. One, he's a second-year player. He did something that nobody in NFL history has ever done in his career. Throw for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000. Rushing for 1,000 is the first time in history somebody has ever done it. So
I thought Mike Vick did it.
Mike Vick did not do it.
He didn't do it.
Did
No,
he
Mike
do it?
Vick had 1K.
Mike Vick
he was the first QB.
Mike Vick barely had
yeah,
1K.
but he was the first QB.
Lamar
to ever-
shattered his
I know-
record though.
Yeah, Lamar
He shattered his record.
yeah, he
Okay,
shattered
okay.
it,
Okay, you guys are right. But Lamar broke these records.
Impressive.
And while doing this, he had a 113 quarterback rating, an 81 QBR. Cam Newton
Watch this.
had a 99.4 QB rating and a 67 QBR.
JC, watch the rebuttal. You ready? Keep going. Go ahead.
So I just don't. And a 67% completion rate. Cam was at a 60%. I think as a quarterback and as a rusher, it's safe to say that Lamar was better than Cam individually. Team, you got it. Cam went to the Super Bowl. No denying that.
I wish you would have looked up who threw more passes. I wish I would have did it too. I should have done it, and that's my fault. You have criticized Lamar Jackson all season on how he is not a good passer. He dunks and dive, and he makes short 5-yard passes. You threw up his pass. You threw up his. He has 3,000 yards. Cam Newton had 3,837 to Lamar's 3,127. Isn't that barely cracking 3,000 yards?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
This is why what you're saying makes absolutely no sense.
does it make
Absolutely
no
no sense. Because yes, I have criticized Lamar, and I don't think he's a great passer. But I don't think Cam is a great passer either. He barely gets above 50% passing. Like, come on.
That's been a
I don't
knock on
think he's a
Cam.
great passer. But let's just go on to this. Lamar Jackson threw way less passes than Cam, so of course he's gonna have way less yards. What you're saying
but he's
is
also
not
going to
making
have a
any
better
sense.
percentage. Is that not a fact?
Not if you don't complete your passes.
If you're completing 5-yard passes, there's no way you shouldn't.
Cam Newton could have. Cam Newton could have threw the same and had 59%.
You've pointed out stats where Lamar Jackson throws the easiest pass. He throws little 5-yard dunking dives, little 10 yards here and there. Those are easy passes. Of course, his percentage is going to look like that.
Well,
but hold on.
Cam was the
because
same
what
way.
does the MVP mean?
Most valuable player
To the what?
to the team.
to the
Okay.
league. It's the same thing. But I don't think. I think if Lamar Jackson, if you put RG3 in there, RG3 looked horrible against the Steelers week 17. He would have
You
not.
put in a guy who didn't play in like, come on,
But
bro.
you're telling me.
Are you serious, bro?
You're
Like
telling me.
RG3, that's the guy you want to plug in? Pick another guy. Pick another
me
guy.
tell you this.
RG3, bro.
This is
Seriously?
my last and final argument, and
Make
this
it smart.
argument is gonna end whatever you had to say.
Make it smart.
Carolina did go 15-1,
Lost to the best
and
defense
I'll
in the
tell
league.
you this: Lamar Jackson did not even play week 17. Cam played week 17,
Yep.
so he inflated his stats a little bit. We're gonna say that.
You still
Okay,
probably would have ended
The
up with
two
more
in
yards.
2015, the Panthers played 3 playoff teams that year.
Oh,
They played the Texans, the Redskins, and the Seattle Seahawks.
How did they play the Texans?
What do you mean? There's the schedule, bro. These are literally the schedule.
I thought you meant in the playoffs. My
No,
fault.
in
You're saying they played
2015,
3 playoff
that-
teams in the regular season.
season.
Okay.
So we can say that schedule was easy as hell.
That's true to
Yeah.
say.
That
That's true to
schedule,
say.
and none of these teams made the Super Bowl.
That's true to say. That's
The
true to say.
Ravens,
They couldn't have made
the
the Super Bowl.
Ravens faced 6 playoff teams, 2 of them being the Chiefs and 49ers that went to the Super Bowl, and they beat the 49ers.
Watch this. They did all that. They did all of that, right? So you would think if a say for example, you have a team, right? You guys play 3 playoff teams. The rest of the teams are easy. You would think damn, we didn't play enough competition. I don't know how we're going to look in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you look at my team. We played 6 playoff teams. We dominated them. We looked real good going into the playoffs, right? Your team, your guy, lost to the 9-7 Titans, who were big underdogs walking to the game. That guy, the guy who you said played 3 playoff teams, ended up going to the Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning was horrible that year.
Oh, my God. You're talking about the Super Bowl game, right? Yeah, facts. Did Lamar get there?
No, he didn't get
He
there.
lost in the what?
But wait,
Divisional? He
wait.
lost in the first game he
Wait,
played?
hold up.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
JC, what did I say to begin my argument?
Just because you said it doesn't make
What
it
did
true.
I say? What did I say?
What did you say?
Lamar Jackson had the better individual season.
Oh, yeah.
Cam
He
had
did.
the better
He
team
said
Just
that.
because he
season.
said that doesn't make it true. Because let me
Yes,
ask you a
it does
question.
make it true.
If they went 3-13 and he throws up them stats, is he winning MVP?
No.
If he goes 7-9, is he winning MVP? If he doesn't make the playoffs, is he winning MVP?
Nah.
So does it matter? Does making the playoffs matter? It
Yeah,
never,
it
it
does.
does, right?
It does.
So what are you talking about?
Wait, if Cam went 13-3, he was gonna win the MVP.
No, see, you didn't listen. You got to listen. Open your ears and listen.
That's what you said. Isn't that not what he said?
No, I said if Lamar didn't make the playoffs, would he still win
That's
MVP
not what
with
you.
the
That's
stats?
the second thing you said. The first thing you said
I said
was
if he went 3-13. That's what I said. That's
said
the first
3
thing.
and 13.
That's you got to listen.
Oh.
You're not listening. That's why he's the narrator and you're not. Shh. If Lamar went 3-13, was he gonna win the MVP?
Oh.
If Cam went 1-15 with those numbers, he's gonna win MVP. No, right?
Yeah.
So inevitably, what does it mean to if you make the playoffs? If you don't make the playoffs, are you gonna win the MVP? Are you gonna be in the discussion?
Nah, usually not.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
but we're
then-
talking
So you
about.
could say, listen, MVP, whether it's in
Does playoff success
Wait, so,
matter in
like-
this debate?
it should.
Okay, because Lamar didn't
MVP
have
is
a
a
win.
regular season award. It's about the regular
Yeah, so
season.
I don't know why we're talking about the playoffs so
I
much.
told you the playoffs already.
Okay,
You got it.
okay.
But we're talking about the regular season MVP. I didn't know they held the MVP in the playoffs. They didn't. They don't. It's a regular season award. In the regular season, Lamar had far better competition than Cam Newton. He had far better numbers. He was more efficient. He did everything better than Cam Newton.
The man threw 5-yard passes. It's not. I can go into the league and throw 5-yard passes and be damn near 80%.
First of all,
it's not hard.
First of all, no, you can't.
you just
second of
you
all,
throw it to your
second
right.
of all,
You just throw it to your
second
right.
of all,
like
Second
come
of all,
on, bro.
I don't know. I think in all your research, you didn't gloss over this
Didn't
number.
Ryan Tannehill have a 100-yard passer rating with 77 yards? That's not hard. Didn't Jimmy G do it one time in the playoff game?
Wait,
it's
I
not
don't think-
hard,
I
bro.
don't think-
It's really not hard.
JC, he didn't do his research because if you look at the stats, Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, both of them were tied for yards per attempt passing, 7.8. Both of them. So, like, you can't knock
you
Lamar
do
Jackson
remember
when they had the
yards?
same
You do know what
attempts.
yards after rack is, right?
Yak, you do have the stat?
No, but you do.
So you can't use the number.
No, but I'm saying though, you just threw out you just threw out a number. You just said, yo, his 7.8. They both average the same amount of yards, but you do know when you catch the ball, that when you run, that counts towards your yards. You do know that, right? Yeah,
that's the same thing for Cam though.
But okay,
so he
but
didn't.
But if
he
you don't
didn't
know
have-
that yard,
so
if you
did
don't know
Cam-
that, if you
I
don't
do
know that number,
so
if you
Cam-
don't know that number, if you don't know that number, don't bring up how many yards per attempt they do. Don't.
So why did you bring up?
I didn't bring that up.
Yes, you did. He did bring it up.
I didn't bring up that number. I didn't bring up that number. The
You didn't
yards-
bring up that number, but
because
you said
I'm
he's
going
throwing
off what
dink
you. I'm
passes.
I'm going off what you've told us all year. I'm going off what you told us all year.
Dink passes.
Let me ask you,
and Cam was
narrator.
throwing
What has he
dink
told us
passes
all
too.
year? What has he told us all year? What has he told us all year
Those,
about Lamar?
Like 5-yard passes, fly routes.
But
That'd be
what
crazy.
you think is that I think that Cam was exceptional. I don't. I think they're both overrated. I think Cam's overrated too. I saw him last year against Tampa Bay miss open passes.
How are you comparing
throwing ducks.
2019
Now,
Cam
I'm
to
just saying.
2015
I'm just
Cam?
saying. I never was on a
After
Cam
the
Newton.
injury.
I was never on a Cam Newton train at that point. I'm not on the Lamar train now. But right now we're comparing the two, and Lamar Jackson obviously had the better season. You can say all that stuff you want about Yak, but the Panthers did have a burner in Ted Ginn Jr. that year. Ted Ginn Jr. is known for that. He's a burner.
Just like they have a burner in Marquise Brown, right?
Ted Ginn Jr. I think at
Hollywood
that
Brown.
point was better than Marquise Brown right now. So
I doubt it. I mean, they do the same thing. I mean, you can make the argument, but they're probably
Hollywood Brown is pretty good.
here.
Marquise Brown was a rookie though. Ted Ginn was experienced.
They probably have the
He's
same
had-
amount of yards.
Take and burn Reeves.
I'm just saying,
All right.
Lamar Jackson by far had the better individual year.
We need
Team
your-
success, it was Cam Newton.
Team success.
Individually, it was
his
Lamar
winning
Jackson.
his numbers attributed to winning.
It was nothing. It was so they didn't have the number like they
Don't
didn't have
do
a
it.
top.
They
didn't
both
have
had
a-
top. They both had elite defenses. So you can't even do that.
Carolina had a better defense.
But they both had
Carolina
elite
had a
defenses.
better
But they both
defense.
had elite. What was
Carolina had a
Carolina's
better-
ranking
They were
defensively?
they should have been.
They should have
number
been.
one.
They were
don't
top
know.
two.
Hold on. don't say anything. What were they?
They're probably
probably you don't know.
If they wasn't one, they
you
should have
don't
been
know.
one.
If you don't know, don't speak about it. That's it. Simple. If
Wait,
you don't know,
so correct me if you do know.
I don't. That's why I
So
didn't
for
say
all
anything.
you know, I could be right and you're wrong.
Oh no,
and
you're
making
definitely
all
wrong.
this
I
fuss
know
for
you're wrong.
nothing.
Oh no, I'm most definitely because you're talking about they're probably, but you don't know. So if you don't know, don't speak about it. Simple. Don't talk about something you don't know about.